we'll, okay, we all set with it? Yep. It's 7:30, we'll call this meeting to order, we'll do the roll call, Mr. Young, would you start, please?
Tim Young, Mark Blackmore, Joseph Adeletta,
Sid Blodgett,
Dean Gould,
David Morse,
John Day,
Aaron Barbo.
and Joe Palula.
thank you very much, so I guess we'll designate John as a alternate today. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, welcome, everybody. I'd like to take a second to welcome Donna Diorio, our new recording secretary. Glad to have you and we look forward to working with you.
Thanks.
I don't know if everybody's met her or not, but
I kind of went around the room and tried to get everybody, so if I missed anybody, I apologize.
just want to thank everybody for being here and hopefully this will be a fairly quick meeting. So do we have any citizens' comments and anything not on the agenda?
Yeah, I have a problem with the scenic road and what's being allowed, since you have to have permits to take down trees. Woodstock was very enforceful, and John Navarro was
Which
Quarry Road.
Quarry
The
Road? Okay.
gentleman that just I watched witness talk to you guys, and you guys said he was fine and.
Well,
it's
he's
okay.
got to talk to the town and told me, he has to deal with
But
town
you need
officials.
a-
It's not a zoning matter per se.
Okay, well, you need permits per your ordinance, and if you read section 4 in the ordinance, some of you gentlemen would be wrong. I know Joe will know, and I know Sid will know, because they sit on other boards, and when Delia sat in the office, Delia wrote, I live on a scenic road. Delia wrote me a very nice long letter, and so did John Navarro, and so did Jay Swan. The fact that other driveways are being put in and widening, there are a lot of those things that you can't do. And I don't know, I know somebody here is in the fire department, the gentleman on the end. And when a gentleman tipped over, they couldn't even, the state police couldn't get down the road. And it's great, you know, he's slowing it in. But we need to do something. There are rules, and you guys really need to read section 4, because listening to you guys, most of you guys don't know what the ordinance is that planning and zoning did pass and put it in. So
Yes.
I do believe the board has something.
So
to
if there's
do with it.
violations, that's our zoning enforcement officer and he's gonna
Go check it out.
check it out.
Okay.
We did pass the ordinance. I mean, that was, the ordinance was
2024.
passed before, huh?
2024, you updated it.
We
The
did.
ordinance, yes, and I sat here at the meeting, and there were some issues that were brought up, so I just would like you guys to do something and look at it. I think it's great if the gentleman wants to build, but there are rules for a reason. And Ben can attest that we've been fighting for years to try to get Quarry Road patched, fixed. Now it's almost a racetrack. You listen to everybody driving up and down it. And there's some decent potholes, but not bad. And Ben, I believe, plows for the town. And they stop, you know, they don't go all the way down Quarry Road, and I assume now they probably will. And Pomfret did not know that this gentleman is interfering with the wetlands, and somebody needs to tell him too that that property is part of the wetlands. Joan will talk to him, but
Yeah, so that, I
And
mean,
more
that's
from
a
the
zoning
state.
enforcement issue.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's bring it to our attention and we'll,
So for the record, John Guskowski, I literally just heard about this afternoon.
Oh, yes.
I'll check it out.
Okay.
so I
Thank
mean,
you.
if you do have issues, call the planning, and so the town office, the zoning whatever they call that, the
Land use officer.
land use office.
Yeah.
And that's where you would alert John to it. Or, you know, you could also call the town road foreman. Because those guys are,
The
those guys.
gentleman that just left has told most of us that he can do whatever he wants in the town's Woodstock. And nobody will do anything. So
Yeah,
I don't know who he is. I'm happy that he wants to build. I really am. I just want them to follow the same rules that everybody else that lives on a scenic road has to do.
Yes, I agree.
Can I interject here for a second?
Pardon me?
Can I interject here for a second?
Yes, you can, sure.
So I've already brought this to the
Dean,
attention
this
of
is-
Chan and
Oh,
the highway
okay.
foreman. So we are working on it.
Okay. Well, thank you. And I don't mean to put you on the
Oh,
spot.
no, it's fine.
You come to my rescue when I have a tree down or, I can't get
Your name,
here.
I'm sorry, could you state your name for the record so that,
Do I have to?
yes,
Yes.
If you speak at a public meeting, you're asked to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pam Manella.
okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes, I've made everybody aware of it,
Oh, okay.
because we were pretty shocked the other day when we took a little trip down the road and we're like, holy crap, what's going on?
I drive that road every day. For the ones that know me here, I drive it every day and I bumped into him almost every day. And my husband bumps into him every day and. He doesn't care. He was working on the pond today. And it's like, do you know there's a culvert there? Do you know that you're interfering with drinking water? I mean, those are big things.
Yeah, that's,
So, and I mean, Wyndham Water has the largest watershed in the state of Connecticut. We have 8 different towns, including Massachusetts. So, but part of that lot, when I looked at it for sale, is in the watershed. I just want to preserve it for everybody here who drinks out of that body of water.
I noticed it on July 31st. I let everybody know that day, so it is
Well, thank you.
in the process.
I appreciate it, and I'm happy for him. I just want. It looks different. In Pomford, when I talked to him, he didn't know, and that guy comes to my rescue too. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
and no other citizens come here, all set, thank you. On to the meeting minutes from, July 17th. We all have a copy in our packet. We have a motion on those.
Motion.
And a second,
Okay.
any discussion? Hearing none, move to approve the minutes. From July 17th, or July 17th? Huh, all in favor? Yeah, sorry. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstaining.
Abstain.
Abstain. Is anybody here?
We weren't here.
So.
Just, yeah. Well, she's
No, you're not.
saying this. I would also just like to note, Robert's rules does not require you to abstain if you are not at a meeting. As long as you've read the minutes and can understand what happened at the meeting, you are not required to abstain. You could vote.
Okay, so then we can,
But I mean, you know, if you want to abstain, abstain, but. Feel no need.
but we don't have enough voting to
Yeah, you do.
pass. to it.
If you have 10 people, 9 abstain and 1 votes in favor, it
Okay,
passes.
I'm not as familiar with the Robert Rules of Order, I should be probably. Okay. Did you get all that? Who abstained?
No, I'm not.
Yes.
Just to make sure you get names, because you can.
And then I think you'll put them as John.
Sip.
Sid, Dean. Mark. Okay, that's them. Under new business, we have, 2 applications. To set up to, schedule public hearings for, I don't know if you guys had a chance to look through them. But we can't really discuss them till the public hearing. But it's for, special permit for change of use on 326 and 169. Up on that subdivision, I think we recently,
No, that's
No.
the building, the old building at the corner of 160, across from McClellan Elms, at the corner of 169 and.
oh, that's, okay, that's where that, okay, I'm sorry.
The old, yeah.
The old store,
Armstrong's General.
Sterling's general store.
That was before me.
Was it before me?
No, I remember that one. I just don't remember the name. I knew it was a journal
That's
store.
when Jessica owns now.
Mhm.
Bazooka bubble gum, a penny a piece.
Okay,
So you want to schedule that for the 21st? Is that what, or next month?
It's really up to you. So you have 65 days in which to open the hearing. If you want to hold it on the 21st, which you can, I would need to put the newspaper notice like ASAP. I may have to put it in either the Shopper's Guide or the Norwich Bulletin, but we could do it, you know, just to move them along. But we could have the hearing on the 21st if you'd like. But it needs to happen within 65 days. This is really only restriction.
Does that give enough time, legal time in the paper?
Yeah, I'd put it in probably either the Shopper's Guide or a daily paper.
Right.
We're not gonna hit the Villager, that's just not gonna happen, but
so how many weeks, how many weeks notice does it need before?
it needs 2 notices. The first is between 10 and 15 days, and the other one is less than 10, but more than 2. So basically 2 weeks out, 1 week out.
Okay.
Or, 10 days out, 3 days out, something like that.
Yeah.
So if you can get the notices out for
Yeah.
that, we'll do it for the 21st. So we can get the ball rolling.
I won't be here.
August 21st.
Well, then we probably shouldn't even have a meeting.
Well, we can't end it.
So you would, look for a motion to formally receive the application, schedule a public hearing to open August 21st.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. So that is done. Did that covers both of them?
Nope.
Okay, now we can do the other one. Now we need to schedule a public hearing for the text amendment.
I would
Did that-
suggest that maybe a different meeting. I think it might be a longer discussion, so instead of having 2 public hearings at the same time.
Does it make more sense to have the text amendment one first, because that before we do the special permit one?
I don't think the special permit for the change of use doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
I suspect it's not gonna be that complicated.
Okay,
The text amendment, I'll get a little bit of background on that a gentleman is interested in opening basically sort of an assisted living managed care facility. It doesn't really exist in our regulations except possibly the Village Green District, which is again a floating zone, hasn't been landed. So right now, there is no zone in the town in which an assisted living managed care facility would be allowed. So his options are to propose a change in the regulations to allow it in a certain circumstance. I suppose he could apply for a use variance. It seems unlikely, but those are his paths. So he's creating a category called managed care, defining it, and then proposing to add it as a special permit use in the community district, which is virtually all of town. As a special permit. So it'll be a 2-step thing. If you agree to change the regulations to allow the category, that's step 1. Then step 2 would be someone who's interested in building one of these facilities would then apply for a special permit. So this is step 1 to create the use category in the zoning regulations.
So I look at that as a relatively extensive major change in our rules and regulations. And the other thing that sort of raised a red flag with me is that the distinction between what's assisted living and nursing home is pretty minimal. And so we have to ask ourselves, what is the difference between that, and should that be reflected in the language, and do we want nursing homes on our regular community property?
So that's the substance of the question, and maybe that speaks to Joe's question about whether or not it's, too voluminous a discussion for the same meeting as the other special permit.
I think it's a big deal, and I think Jessica's house on the corner was not a big deal. That was kind of the sense I had. And so
I mean, that's a substantive question for the hearing, but
yeah, we could take care of that relatively quickly. This other thing, I think a lot of people need to weigh in on it. We need, it's vacation time. I think it'd be better to have more people at the meeting to express community views on that.
So what's our timeline?
So I'm thinking.
65
September.
days. So you basically need to open the public hearing before the second week of October.
Is that when his clock starts for his stuff?
His clock starts at the point in which you receive it, which is tonight. So once you receive it, 65 days to schedule the public hearing to open. Once you open the public hearing, you have 35 days to close it. Once you close it, you have 65 days to decide, and then there's some extensions available. But first step is opening the hearing before October, essentially.
And we can extend that.
Of course.
As far as going to a public hearing, not getting the answers.
Right,
we
then you
want.
continue the hearing.
Let's do another one.
Yeah. So you could, if you wanted to, so your next meeting after the 21st would be the first Thursday of September, which I think is the fourth.
The fourth, but after Labor Day weekend, so that was gonna be another question, whether still hold the meeting. In case that's a popular vacation week.
Yeah.
Or schedule this public hearing for the regular meeting on the 18th, September 18th, that's the third.
We're looking for a motion for someone to
Yeah.
pick a date.
But I'll make that motion to schedule the public hearing, for, the text amendment change for September 18th at, 7:45.
Well, we didn't set a date for the public hearing, did a time.
No, it would be 10:30 probably. I mean,
We
that's
usually do
when the meeting,
7:45.
however you want to do it.
Yeah, because that gets us through the.
Mhm.
Second.
Okay. So 7:45 on the 18th of September. So Joe Adaletta made it and, sorry,
Yeah,
Tim,
do we have a second?
Tim.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. Okay, guess.
Would you like to amend the agenda just to,
Oh, that, right, that letter, that was,
Yeah.
we should have added it to the
So,
agenda.
I would,
Yeah.
so perhaps we would look for, a motion to amend the agenda to add a new business item to consider, attorney, what's his name?
Yeah.
What's
Mark.
Mark Miller,
Yeah.
to propose an extension for filing of the recently approved subdivision.
We'll move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So
Yeah,
now
any
we,
opposed?
so the item has been added. No,
Deemed it.
Yeah, it's just an extension for that K&M Villas. They didn't have time to get the Mylars reported by date, so he just wanted a 60-day or 90-day extension, so and as soon as it's done, he'll file the Mylars. I believe that's just kind of pretty cut and dried, right?
yeah, you're entitled, you're required to file Mylars within 90 days of following the, expiration of the appeal period. But people are entitled to up to 2 additional periods of 90 days to file, so a total of 270 days, but the commission has to approve the extension.
Do we have a motion?
Move to approve his request for an extension.
Second. Did somebody second that?
Tim.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, can we, yeah,
All in favor?
all in favor? Yeah.
Aye.
All, any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay,
Can I just go back to a different question? I was
Sure.
maybe asking John, if we can request maybe for the commission some information about the text amendment that's being proposed and assisted living or managed care kind of text that other towns have or other regulations is. I guess that's permissible, at least for information or public hearing. That the commission can learn about these
Yeah,
conditions.
from, like you like staff to do a
Right.
little digging and,
Right.
so, okay, yeah, we provide that. Right, as basically with your packet in advance of the opening of the hearing, we could put some information together.
Okay, Gotcha, but
I mean, in particular, I think it's important to differentiate a full-scale nursing home from a assisted living facility. And also, I couldn't tell from reading, relatively quickly, how big these things could be. With you, I mean,
Well, I mean, all those questions are basically fodder for the applicant.
right,
And a lot of that stuff that we can't really discuss till public hearing.
but I mean, in terms of the text amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also under a public hearing, so that kind of has to wait.
But if the text needs to have more detail, like I believe what he proposed is a definition.
Yeah.
An allowance, and then the regulations for the facility
Yeah.
itself. If those regulations, if you find in the public hearing upon questioning or whatever, that does not give you enough information to decide, then yeah, then absolutely we need to fill things out more.
Yep.
Yeah, but I will see what other town regs I can track down.
but thank you.
Okay, I'd like to add one other thing to the agenda. I thought that Tracy was gonna put this on and didn't get this. Oh yeah, it's there. I'm sorry. I added this, in our start of our discussion on multifamily residential uses. I had a copy of the limited information we have in our zoning regulations. And I just want to have everybody take a look at that, and just that's something that we need to change or amend. The way it's written is, basically, I don't think there's any place in town you could put multifamily residence in as the way this is written. So that was, I just wanted to bring that up and start that, not necessarily start the discussion, but start people thinking about it and kind of get it in their heads and start thinking about how we want to adjust that so that people could. So a small apartment building or something that would be built so that we have more, maybe not affordable, but maybe certainly attainable housing. It's an issue, state is trying to mandate that stuff, and what they did this past spring didn't pass, and what they proposed was just mind-boggling for rural towns in Connecticut. It wasn't, it didn't, maybe for people with bus service or train service or something, and places for work and a walkable city, they were good, but they didn't fit here. So I just think we kind of need to be moving forward and not get caught flat-footed with regulations that are not workable. So that was my goal for this tonight, just to get us started on that so we can get working on it.
So forgive my ignorance, but on page 57 of the zoning regs, it says multifamily residential uses.
Yeah,
Is that, how is that not covering this issue?
well, if you look through all the requirements,
Yeah,
it's pretty much difficult for anybody to do. They have setbacks from buildings on other people's property, which is kind of mind-boggling, because you can't. So if somebody builds a multifamily unit and they're next to a vacant lot, and that lot gets built on, if somebody put a house in there within their boundaries where they could make that multifamily unit non-conforming. So it's just odd to have a setback from something that's not on your property.
so you're coming at this from the point of view, this is too strict.
This is, yes,
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
this is too strict. I just want,
No,
yeah,
I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. I
No,
thought
no,
you
there's
were
no,
saying there's nothing. in
no,
the-
we need to
Okay.
make it easier
Okay,
and more,
fine.
And I could be wrong. I mean, you guys have been here more continuously than I have, but I mean, these were put in place when the zoning regs were put in place between 87 and 92-ish,
It
right?
was later than that,
I-
after Aberdeen Landing.
Um,
was-
Really?
Yeah.
Herondine wasn't a multifamily.
No,
Put
across the
something-
street from
they
them.
put
is-
some-
Oh, the duplexes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. But, and since that point, I could be wrong, but I don't think the town has had any
no,
applications. Minimum 10 acre lot, you need, it's a maximum density of 1 unit per acre. Which I think probably makes it difficult to pencil out.
So I completely agree.
Yeah.
It needs to be modernized.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just, we need to maybe look at some, just figure out something that's workable. Maybe look at the regulations from other towns and just kind of figure out something that will work. I mean, we've had this discussion multiple times on the P O C D, so, that's one of my goals, was to try to get this straightened out.
If it's useful, Mr. Chairman, a number, because of, I think, some of the state rumblings, a number of other communities have been thinking about this, and over the last 3 years, I've written a new multifamily reg for Hampton, which is a similarly rural community, and Columbia, which is a little bit more densely populated, but is also a town with no public water, public sewer. It's,
Yeah.
rural residential. I'd be happy to share those regs.
I would appreciate that. You could email them out to us.
Yeah, well, that's part of the next packet.
Yeah, and just so that was, this is something we can work on our the first meeting of the month. Yes, Dean, sorry.
Are we allowed to dictate how many dwelling units we can have in a building anymore?
Yes.
That wasn't changed with that new law?
It didn't pass.
No, not
Oh,
the other one that.
Number of dwelling units, you're not allowed to mandate a minimum square footage for any given unit. But the zoning commission is empowered to have density
Yeah.
caps, have total unit caps per project.
Okay.
As long as it's broadly applicable.
Yeah.
Question, John, are they 10 acre lots in these other towns, Columbia and Hampton?
Say that again?
Is it minimum 10 acre lots in Columbia and Hampton?
No, in Columbia, I believe the minimum is 150,000 square feet, which is 3.5 acres. In Hampton, it's 4 or 6 acres, something like that. I think it's 4 or 6 acres.
and sometimes it's dependent on Department of Health with.
Oh, yeah, the septic.
the
sure.
septic
I mean,
systems.
in Columbia, there is that minimum, but actually Columbia has no arbitrary density cap. It's exclusively septic based. Like if you've got great soils, you get more units. Good for you. If you have bad soils, then fewer units.
Right.
That's how Columbia does it. Hampton has, I think, 1.5 units per acre, 2 units per acre, something like that. They have a density. But I'll be happy to share those records.
Okay,
If I can just interject, this a portable housing plan, which Delia had done when all the towns in Connecticut were required, but it's just a good resource of what existing multifamily housing, apartment buildings, and it's online on the town website, so people don't have it, which I'm sure not everybody has it, but it is a good reference to identify surprisingly how many apartment buildings there are currently in town. And just.
And there's a fair number of apartment buildings in town, and you never see them.
Most were built before zoning.
Yes, before that, and most of them are older.
Yeah, and places like Cornfield Point would be considered multifamily. It's-
Yeah. So that was my goal on that. I don't know if we want any more discussion on that tonight, if anybody wants to bring it, or just wanna mull it over and think about it and work on it. So I mean, that's it's the P O C D, finishing up that and working on this for our planning meetings. And our regular meetings if we have time. I just like to keep our meetings, end them by 10, if we have to go that long. Is there any more input on that? Members? Community members, any input?
Public comment again, or?
No, just on that.
There's-
If there is public comment, it's coming up. Well, if you want to say something, please give some input I guess we have to wait till we get the citizens permits, but
You're talking about the multifamily and everything?
yeah.
I didn't know that we had that many apartments, to be honest, we were in Woodstock, but I think it would be good to look
Yeah.
at and put in. I just think the only thing you have to do is look at water and see how many.
Yeah.
You can do, and if they come in.
Yeah, that's the
NC or
public, that's the
communities.
public health side.
Yeah.
That's really kind of will probably limit what can go in. Okay. Going on to old business, any old business?
The whole business.
No old business? P O C D updates.
So I met, if I might.
Yeah, yeah, that's,
So
I'm sorry.
I met with the P O C D committee last Thursday, a week ago.
Yep.
Joe was there.
Mm.
And it just to kind of. To a certain extent, sort of restart, because I'm sort of taking over the process from Delia and NECOG. And the document that NECOG had produced is probably it'd be a valuable resource and the containment of a lot of information, but it was sort of not really in the shape of a plan yet. And so we took a step back and started talking about vision. What do we want Woodstock to be? What do we want Woodstock to look like? And based on that conversation, I drafted a draft vision statement with sort of, broad goals of protection of key resources, development in appropriate places and in appropriate ways, and fostering sort of an enjoyment and appreciation of Woodstock. So that draft was just distributed, I believe, today.
Okay.
And I'm gonna solicit feedback from the steering committee, but we're sort of starting in what I would consider a more basic planning process. Is let's step back and say, what do we want to do? What's our vision? And then we'll move forward from there. So it was a good first meeting. I thought, Joe, I don't know, Joe, you have anything to add?
No, it was a good meeting. The plan of conservation and development right now is just basically an inventory of what we have. And it's 141 pages. It's really cumbersome. It probably should be cut down. Regarding your statement here, John, they don't like you to use the word character in your first sentence there or second sentence.
That's a concern with zoning regulations. It's not really a concern
Yeah.
with a visioning document.
I'd
Too.
substitute the word landscape instead of character.
That's fine. We can. I'll note that.
But, yeah, we need to have some definite goals and things that planning and zoning ought to look at. I think, in the last P O C D, there were like 15 things that planning and zoning was supposed to work on. So I think if we could come up with a list, and probably your multifamily housing is one of them, that should be added as an action item in the P O C D. And I also wrote that I wanted both a stormwater management plan as well as an erosion and sediment control plan. We touch on it in the regulations, but it's not separated enough where a developer can look at it in detail. So I can show you what I wrote, John.
Okay. Great. It's not update.
Cool. Home occupations,
No new applications.
citizens comments, any more citizen comments?
I don't mean to be a pain, I just, wanted to recap. You had said that P and Z commission, because you guys are the commission.
Yes.
Have no ruling, I guess, on the scenic roads and what we do.
Well, the regulations that we wrote or that are in our plan, those are the rules that people have to follow.
Okay. So,
And the zoning enforcement officer makes sure that those rules are followed.
okay,
But yeah, the scenic road is an ordinance, it's not in the zoning regulations.
right.
So, and that, yeah, that,
If I could read you, I'll read you one thing, and then I already mentioned section 4 that everybody should read, but the Planning and Zoning Commission, PZC, requires applications for activities on scenic roads, particularly within the town's right of way. This includes improvements like widening, paving, or changing the grade, removal of stone bridges, stone walls, mature trees, driveways, encroachments, any change to the land. And I know that only because Delia wrote me like a 25-page thing when we bought our property. So I just think that the gentleman was under the assumption that he didn't have to get your permission and do
Yes, well, he
anything.
does that. John will
Okay,
inform him of what the rules are and what he has to do.
even though that everything in the ordinance says P and Z commission must order the permit and all that is.
That's
still
true,
John.
that's. Yes, he's supposed to do it. If he doesn't, then it goes to land enforcement, the zoning enforcement officer, and then he will, then,
So John would give this gentleman the permit, even though the permit has to be done.
No, he'll-
I'll determine if the permit is necessary.
and then,
Okay,
then,
but a driveway, widening a driveway or putting in a driveway is necessary. And
You,
it's.
no, hold on.
Okay.
Widening a road, adding a driveway, not widening a driveway.
Okay, he did add a driveway.
I believe the driveway was there.
No,
No,
there's
he
two.
did.
No?
He had-
No.
Okay,
I assure you, of
Okay.
that one.
so then then he would need a permission from the planning and zoning commission.
Okay,
for-
that's, I just wanted to
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sure that I understood what you were saying, so.
yes, because we've had people do stuff on.
Oh, I
Scenic Road
know.
Before, and they bring a permit to change the pave their driveway or whatever, then they have to have a permit.
No, I know we just had like one tree in John and Jay, and then Delia wrote me this long, long letter, so that's why I was just curious, so. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any communications that I got.
No, we have the letter.
Oh, the letter,
Just as. an
oh, yes,
FYI.
this,
The commission was copied on, Carl Cecil's, letter to the siting council.
yes. About the, towers, communication towers.
It seems like he's only concerned about the one. I think
Yes.
it only mentions the one at Chase. It doesn't, I don't think it mentions the other one. It's just surprising.
Yeah, I haven't heard really anything about the other one.
Yeah, nobody seems concerned about the other one. It's only this one. But I
Where's
think this
the other
letter
one
only
by-
addresses
by,
the one.
Main District?
No, it's
No, by
behind,
the Christmas tree barn.
the Christmas. tree.
Oh, 169.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. Well, now I don't know.
No,
Well, it's only a National Scenic Byway. It's probably-
so that,
No action is necessary, just.
yeah, so we've received that, they've been here and talked to us previously,
Do we know where that whole thing sets right now?
there was.
There was a hearing
Public
last
hearing
week,
was last,
I
the
think.
19th, I think, of
Yeah.
July.
Yeah.
At
Decided
the
council.
state, that was a Zoom hearing, I haven't heard, I did not attend, I haven't heard anything. I think they have the hearing, and I don't know if the decision has been made yet or not,
I don't think a decision's been made.
so that's not a,
For what it's worth, the sign's down at Chase now.
Sign is down.
yeah, because they've had the public hearing.
Hearing's done.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
I think, yeah, the one down by the Christmas, the one by the Christmas
more
farm is down
notification.
too.
When they make their decision, will they let us know? Is that something they have to do?
The town will be informed.
But at this point, it's completely out of our hand.
It
We
was,
have no ordinance to stop it. We have no reason.
they moved it from town control to the siting council control.
Yeah. Right. For public safety, I'm a supporter of it.
Yeah.
Because I think that too many people that just don't have cell.
Yeah.
But they don't have landlines anymore, and you get to be my age and you start to say, well, I'm gonna have one and not two, and the landline's usually the first to go, and there's a lot of people that are at peril. I mean, you can't get any cell service here. Used to be, we get cell service the other side of the elementary school when you were working a field down there. Not anymore. It's just got, they're getting more fancy, and they just don't support it. On coverage. I just think from a public standpoint that the safety is.
You're saying we have less coverage now than we used to?
Absolutely. I think the 5G, 6G and stuff has made it harder
Yeah.
to get the coverage. Rosa Park Road is dead.
Dead, yeah.
You get down by the park and you got nothing.
No.
You imagine, somebody if you don't have a landline down there, somebody gets hurt, it's.
Yeah.
I tried roadside mowing down there. It's real quiet. Boring real fast.
Yeah, and. Yeah, it's a standard, it might be we're on Rosa Park Road, we're gonna lose you.
Yeah,
Probably during.
Yeah, and.
Yeah, if you're on the phone, it's
Lucas
like-
Used to, Lucas is a great one for talking while he's working and, he said that he always got good coverage below the elementary school. He's just on one.
Or even at the creamery. I was on the
Yeah.
phone with my mom earlier today getting some milk.
There's
I'm holding
only
it
one
like,
place
oh,
over
sorry.
by my barn office. I have a booster. You can run over there. You can have it.
But it was since they went to 5G.
Yeah, it's
Service
really
product.
cold. And it's just, it's very concerning that, there are so many dead spots that, public safety standpoint.
Anything else?
That's a good question.
Yes.
The gentleman mentioned he had a booster. Could you put boosters for, safety reasons in different places?
This is very small, it
Oh.
doesn't cover an area much more than this room. So
Okay.
if you wanna carry on a conversation, you're up to fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little Samsung booster that's on my Wi-Fi that makes it work. It does, you can get the coverage in there, but anywhere else on the farm.
I know in our vote, we have the same problem. We can't talk.
Okay, that brings us to, our favorite part of the meeting. Yeah,
Move to adjourn.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? So moved.